It's the final day of the 2025 season here at the Alton Towers Resort. And I tell you what, this season seems to have flown by so fast, doesn't it? It doesn't seem that long ago since March and the opening day of Toxicator. And here we are already on the final day of the season and also the last night of the Ultimate Fireworks Spectacular. I've got to say, the Saturday night showing was much better than the Friday night. I did mention in the previous video how we've heard there was a few issues on the Friday night. And yeah, there clearly was. It was a lot better last night. And I'll talk about that as we make our way down Towers Street. But this is it, last day of the season. Always great seeing so many people that travel to Alton Towers, the UK's biggest theme park, and just soak up the atmosphere these final few days. We've met so many wonderful fans of the channel, and I'm sure there's going to be more of that today. So let's go and head in through the turnstiles for one last time during the main season here of 2025 at Alton Towers. As expected, it was also a very busy day here in the park, but I tell you what, I feel like they handled it really well operations-wise. I did quite a lot of rides yesterday, with it being the Fireworks Saturday. I don't normally do loads of attractions, but yesterday I did about 12 major rides, which is really good. Operations seemed like they were fantastic. I thought the crowd control situation seemed really well from what I could see. Obviously it was in place down there on the lawns from about 4:30 yesterday, and yeah, always stay about after the fireworks as well. I know a lot of people kind of rush off after, but best advice, you just stay in that position for about 10 minutes after the show, let the crowds clear, and then you're much better moving off from that point to carry on around the rest of the park. And of course you also don't want to be heading back to the car either. You just want to stay in the park. Rides are open till 9 and make the most of all of the different attractions. And of course in this vlog, going to be heading around all of the park for the final time this year and checking out all the different rides, getting loads of off-ride footage and just capturing the vibes of the final day of the season here. Starting off down in X sector over by the Smiler there, and we'll go and head down into the area shortly. But first I just wanted to talk a little bit about last night and the Fireworks Spectacular, because it was a much better showing on the Friday night. Now, as I mentioned in the previous vlog to this one that was filmed on Friday night, the first night of the fireworks, unfortunately we didn't get the full display on the Friday night, and all the big shells, especially in the latter part of the show. It was really noticeable, the kind of last 10 minutes and also in the finale, that is normally a grand spectacle. We just didn't get that on the Friday night. That was unfortunately due to the wind direction. That's the thing, Alton Towers and Jubilee Fireworks can't control the weather, nobody can. It's one of them things, and safety is always paramount. I know there was quite a lot of disappointment after the show on Friday night, because you could clearly see that quite a bit had been cut. And also last night, people that were here and all saw videos of the Saturday night compared to the Friday night, there was a considerable difference. So it is a shame about the Friday, but that is always the risk with a big fireworks display like this. Safety is always 110% the priority. I tell you what though, last night was incredible. I really enjoyed the amount of pyro in the show last night, and I've got to say, I think that was probably my favourite ever finale that they've done. It really built up over a good like 3 or 4 minutes there, and the sky was just full of fireworks. It was phenomenal, so I cannot wait to see that tonight again. In terms of other changes, because we mentioned that the show is actually changing night by night this year, straight away the actual main AI voice had changed throughout the show, and it was a lot clearer to hear as well, which I did enjoy. It's going to be interesting to see if they use that voice again tonight, or if it's going to be a different voice, because it's changing across the 3 nights. Probably the latter. I'm expecting another voice tonight, but we'll see. I much preferred that one though last night. It was a lot clearer to hear with the storyline. The story was the same, but we did have a little bit of different music. Kind of maybe like the last kind of 10 minutes of the show had some different audio and some different lighting as well in there. And again, we're expecting that tonight with it being different on all 3 nights. So there wasn't like a massive difference in terms of like the storyline and effects, lighting and things, in terms of like what was planned, but clearly there was a big difference from the Friday to the Saturday because of all the fireworks that didn't launch on the Friday night because of the wind direction. Now for one final ride of the season now on the Smiler, opening 2013, 14 inversions, still the record holder, more inversions than any other coaster anywhere else in the world. How long is it going to hold that record for? Will it ever be beaten? I guess we'll see. Let's get right. Nice to get a front row ride there on the Smiler. It is like winning the lottery when you get it because there's no front row queue. And I tell you what, I did enjoy getting back on the Smiler on the front row. Definitely my favourite place to enjoy that coaster. Just the views, the visuals, just seeing it all as you're going around is an excellent ride down there on the front. I do feel like the Smiler has been riding really good this season. I mean, if you're down there at the back, maybe not, but yeah, certainly down there the first couple of rows. Not too rough, pretty comfortable, but especially down there on the front. Gonna head over on to Oblivion just here now. Hey! Don't look down. Oh, a nice start to the day down there in X Sector. We've got to say it's not really feeling that busy at all this morning yet. Maybe it's going to get a lot busier later on, we will see. Normally slightly less numbers on the Sunday than the Saturday. But yeah, last night was certainly a lot busier, as expected, than the Friday night. But yeah, 45 minutes at the moment for the Smiler, Oblivion 20. So yeah, not bad at all. And if you've watched the channel for a while, you'll know that I still absolutely adore Oblivion. It opened back in 1998. I just think that it's an excellent dive coaster. So many good dive coasters around the world, but I still think the drop on Oblivion is the best. That's that feeling of dropping down into the hole, full of all the mist. It really does look the part, and yeah, it rides so good, really intense when you hit the bottom down there. And the views looking out over the Staffordshire countryside are fantastic from the top. The final day of the season feels extra emotional for me this time, and that's the thing. Alton Towers has just been such a huge part of my life ever since I was born. Like, I've been coming here ever since I was little, and without Alton Towers, would have never fallen in love with theme parks, would have probably never created this channel, and of course would never have met my beautiful wife Charlotte, would never have had George, and honestly it all comes back to me. All these big life moments all come back to Alton Towers. Without this special place, my life would be completely different. So as always, just want to say a huge thank you so much for all of your continued support, your kind words and comments. Honestly, it really does mean the world to me, and I always get emotional at this time of the year, especially on the last day here at my home park, especially when them last fireworks are going up tonight. We're taking our final ride of the season, but honestly it just feels extra emotional this year. I think because we've got George now as well, and all the special memories that we've made here this year, just feeling that like extra emotion on the last weekend of the season. I've just met so many wonderful fans of the channel as well. Honestly, thank you from the bottom of my heart. And just thank you, Alton Towers. We know that this park has its ups and downs. It really is a roller coaster of emotions here. But deep down, I love this place so much. I want to see it succeed. I want to see it do well, like we all do. It gets frustrating sometimes. You know, we all get a little bit upset sometimes at what Alton Towers does, and operations, and sometimes lack of investment. And at the moment, a lot of cupcats going on. But still, it's a special place. It always has been, and it always will be for me, and I look forward to seeing what happens in the future. Fingers crossed that the best days are ahead for Alton Towers, because it really is a special place, not just for me, but so many other people as well. Now, I'm sure everybody knows by now, but just in case you haven't heard, next year Alton Towers will be opening a Bluey themed junior roller coaster over in CBeebies Lands. But other than that, we've not really heard much about the next few years in terms of future plans here at the park. There's certainly a lot of changes going on behind the scenes at the moment, not just here at Alton Towers, but across Merlin in general. Lots of operational changes. Merlin are selling off different attractions, and there's just a lot going on behind the scenes. So I do feel like it's going to be a very interesting few years. Of course, we've got the new Universal Studios park opening in 6 years time, 2031, down in Bedford. So it really is going to be a very much changing time for the theme park industry here in the UK. And yeah, I'm just very interested to see what is going to happen at Alton Towers. For as long as I can remember, this has been the UK's premium theme park, the biggest park, so many different attractions, events and experiences. We all know these past few years, you know, things have started to drop off in terms of quality here at Alton Towers, but let's just see what happens with Universal looming and the big changes going on at Merlin. I think we all know that it's not going to be too long until we see some pretty big changes here. They're going to have to be able to compete with Universal. And I know a lot of people are saying, oh, you know, the different price points here, there's always going to be a demand for a cheaper theme park day out. And I do agree to some extent, but also a lot of people are just going to think, let's just save up and have a more quality day out at Universal. So it really is the time now where Alton Towers management and Merlin Entertainment, the park's owners at the moment, need to be deciding on what the long-term future is for Alton Towers. It's time to invest heavily, make them changes, so we can see what happens when Universal opens in 6 years' time, because it really is going to be a very interesting period. You know, areas like this that are so dated now and look very tired, you know, what is going to happen, and we're going to see changes come in. Driving school just down there, I know it's a firm family favourite. Youngster Granny just over there, the dark ride that they've got down here. And of course, the strolling through the world of David Walliams down here at the moment. Are we going to see more IP come in? Obviously, that's what Merlin tends to be doing down south now at Chessington. Are we going to see that happen here? Or are we going to see them more carry on with the original themes that we've had with some of the bigger coasters? It's going to be a very, very interesting and crucial time for the future of Alton Towers. And obviously, I know a lot of talk was about Project Horizon over the past couple of years, the big indoor roller coaster that was planned way down the back there behind this area on the former Coaster Corner site. Nothing has happened down there, clearance or construction wise, and yeah, soon as we go into next year, that plan application is going to expire, so unless they put a shovel in the ground and start something, that's going to expire. But it's certainly not looking likely now that that's going to be happening, which is really sad. I think that would have been a great boost for the park, but also there's a lot of other things that really need to be the priority as they go into the next few years. Toxicator has been a big success in terms of a filler flat ride for Forbidden Valley. We need more of that around the park, especially X Sector that is crying out for a flat ride. Then also Dark Forest as well. I think a lot of us were hoping that we were going to see a new flat ride for next year as well as the junior coaster, maybe another thrilling flat ride in X Sector and the Bluey coaster, but we've heard nothing, absolutely nothing at all. So yeah, let's just see what happens, but I do feel like we're going to be seeing the most changes to Merlin and the most changes to Alton Towers that we've ever seen, or at least in the past kind of 15 years or so of Merlin's ownership. Yeah, it's going to be very interesting. And if you look back across the season, one of the big highlights for me this year has been having the Sky Ride back open after a refurbishment. It's been 2 full seasons closed, so it's been really nice just having this vital piece of infrastructure back here at the resort. It's made a big difference to many people visiting. It's a huge park, and just having these 3 stations back open again, getting people around the park much easier, has been great to see. It's been very reliable as well. Yeah, it's been so nice having the Sky Ride back. And just seeing the gondolas going over all the different areas as well is always really nice. There's a look down into Dark Forest, 13, just heading down the first drop. Hey, there goes Rita. Down here in Dark Forest. In terms of queues, not looking too bad today actually. Even yesterday wasn't too bad queues wise. Don't get me wrong, the park was busy, but certainly felt busier at Scarefest on some of them nights where there were some crazy queue times. And that's the thing, a lot of people, you know, are more coming for the fireworks. So as much as there was probably like 20,000 people here yesterday, a lot of them people didn't really arrive until later on in the afternoon. Some shots there of Rita, the 2005 Intamin Hydraulic Launch Coaster. 45-minute advertised weigh, and it's the same for 13. Just down there at the bottom as well, the 2010 Intamin Multi-Dimension Coaster. Intamin Forest. Be interesting to see though what happens in the future, especially with hydraulic launch coasters starting to be removed from quite a lot of parks. Of course, last winter we saw the sad demolition of the former tallest roller coaster in the world, King Dakar. Can't believe it got demolished. And yeah, it's going to just be interesting to see what happens with Rita and other hydraulic launch coasters at some point in the future. Now let's just talk a little bit about ride availability, because in my opinion it's definitely been better this year than throughout 2024. I'd say that 24 was probably the worst operated year I've ever seen for Alton Towers. This year has been a lot better. Of course, there's been a few issues, especially earlier in the season, but to be honest, as the summer came in and also into Scarefest and so far during fireworks as well, operations and ride availability has certainly been a lot better. You've only got to look back at Scarefest 2024 when I filmed that video, and it was a regular occurrence experience that you know, a lot of rides just weren't opening till late or even later in the day. There'd be 4 or 5 major rides down. That really hasn't been the case this year, so there's certainly been some improvements made to that, which I've been really happy about. And like I say, Scarefest, I feel like ride availability was fantastic. Of course, you're always going to have downtime at parks. All theme parks experience downtime sometimes, but what was happening kind of throughout 2024 didn't seem normal in my opinion here at Alton Towers. It was very strange what was going on, but luckily this year has been a lot better. I think there's still some work to do there, but genuinely it has been better this year, which I've been very pleased about. Hex as well, that's been nice and reliable, not really seen much downtime on there this year. Again, that had a refurbishment, the park worked with Vekoma, and so yeah, that's been a lot more reliable since that's been done, which is great. And down here now in Mutiny Bay, the pirate theme land, and Charlotte and George have arrived.
Fireworks tonight, George.
You had a night off, didn't you, last night, George?
You did. I'm looking forward to seeing them tonight because there was much more fireworks in this show compared to the one that we saw on Friday, so I'm looking forward to seeing the full show tonight. I'm looking forward to it.
George enjoyed it and was very well behaved on Friday night.
He was so good. He was like proper looking up at the fireworks. He was going, oh, which was really good. He had his headphones on, so he was absolutely fine. You enjoyed him, didn't you?
He did, like literally, he was looking up throughout the whole thing.
He was. She was golden, wasn't you?
Oh, bless you. Little George, last day of the season for you, your first season at Alton Towers.
You had a nice day.
And next season you'll be able to go on a few more rides here, hopefully, which would be nice, won't it? That'll be exciting.
I'm going to take you in the sea life.
But yeah, I'm sure, Charlotte, you're going to enjoy it a lot tonight.
Yeah, it's going to be nice to see a lot more fireworks in this show, so I can't wait for it.
It was pretty epic last night, especially the finale. But yeah, we're just going to have a little walk through Shark Bay Reef now. Always nice and relaxing in here with the music and the lighting as well. If you like having a walk through Shark Bay Reef, even more so now there with George. Like all the sense through the lights and everything. A look here in the main ocean tank. And of course, Shark Bay Reef will be open as always for the Christmas event that starts in the next few weeks. And we'll be checking that out here on the channel, so stay tuned for the vlog coming up. I'll review and check out the Christmas offering for this year. No Spinball Wizard for Christmas this year for the first time in a number of years. However, we have got 2 dark rides open this year, the Curse at Alton Manor and also Hex, the Legend of the Towers, both going to be open for the Christmas event. It is a limited ride offering, but I do like the fact that they're both open this year, 2 indoor attractions. It'd be nice to do like a Christmas overlay on them for this year. Nice colour, these ones. I do like this kind of rainforest section in here. And down into the main ocean tunnel.
Look at this. Look at all the fish.
The Ghost of the Sea isn't on today, is it? The Ghost of the Sea. No audio and the projection down there at the back. There you go, George. Stingray coming in. I've always liked the Sea Life Centre since it was put in back in 2009. This opened. Fun fact for you, it actually used to be a travelling style sea life centre over in Germany, I think it was. And then they brought it over here and set it up permanently at Alton Towers, where it's been ever since. Always enjoy a nice walk through Shark Bay Reef by Sea Life down here in Mutiny Bay. Right then, 45-minute wait for Wicker Man. I think Charlotte's going to go and feed the flames on here now for one final time this season.
Oh, I love a ride on Wicker Man. It's an absolute classic. It always rides fantastic, so I'm going to get myself on there.
Always sad though anyway, you start riding for the last time of the year.
Like, I won't be on them now until next season.
Oh, the next March. Wicker Man, yeah, 45's not too bad. In terms of crowd levels, not bad at all. Obviously, I've been here since this morning. Charlotte came in just a couple of hours later. But what was it like coming in, like traffic?
There was literally nothing coming in at all. No. It was really quiet. I thought, oh, I'm going to be queuing to get in, but there was not that much at all, which was really good.
Yeah, I reckon it's probably going to be a lot quieter than last night, but busier than Friday,
so
probably.
Might come in the night. You're trying to get
up. Literally, George is trying to lift himself up now. Look at him. Like,
oh my goodness.
Here, I'll get you out again, and you can look at Wicker Man while we goes on. Operation seems to be flying on here. 3-train service. That one's covering the brakes. Next one halfway up the lift hill. Other one in the station loading up. Yeah, great to see. Like I said, I feel like operations have been considerably better since Scarefest these recent weeks. Down here at Wicker Man. Don't you just love that sign there for Katanga Canyon? Iconic piece of Alton Towers. All the foliage and trees around here have just grown so much over the years. I remember when I was little, you could almost see the car park on the other side of there. How was your ride on Wicker?
Wicker Man was flying around the track today. That is such a good ride. It's one of my favourites, Alton Towers. I think it is brilliant. It was going so fast. I had my arms up. I was loving it. It was brilliant.
Where were you sat?
I was sat mid-train.
Mid-train ride.
7, but it was flying round. It was brilliant.
I'm glad you enjoyed it.
I love Wicker Man.
Looking nice in the new coat?
I've had a new coat, this was. I've had this new one, because my other one is good, but it's not waterproof, so I've had a new coat.
It's nice that, Regatta Great Outdoors.
Yeah, I had it from Trenham Gardens.
There you go. Yeah, nice that is.
£49 as well, what a bargain.
Just ready for the fireworks.
Exactly, no, it's because it needs to be waterproof, because my other one's not, and it gets soaked, at least this one is waterproof.
You might be grateful for that tonight, we'll see.
It might rain a bit tonight.
Yeah, we've been lucky. Last night's weather was fantastic. It was really good weather for fireworks. Obviously the night before was a little bit of wind high up in the air. Didn't feel it down on the lawns, but it was a bit too windy, obviously, hence why we had the reduced show. But hopefully we're going to be in for a good one tonight and no rain.
And enjoy the ride.
Choo choo. Also gets a little cameo in the fireworks, that catchphrase as well. Started by a lovely lady called Diane years ago, like used to operate the Rhine. Literally she started it and then everyone since then has carried on doing it. So yeah, big shout out to Diane that used to operate the mine train. Started that many years ago, got to be about 15 years or so now. And down here now in Forbidden Valley, I do love the sign here with the Phalanx facility and then Forbidden Valley taken over on the top just there. Fantastic. Go and head down to Nemi. Eating a nice cookie there. Look at that. Beautiful. It has just started to rain a little bit, but hopefully it's going to be all right for tonight. Fingers crossed. Looks like it could be a bit iffy for looking at the forecast. 20 minutes for Subterra? No, it's really not too bad. Like a lot of the major rides are kind of like 40 to 60, which isn't too bad when you compare it to like Scarefest when we were seeing like over 100 minutes. I think, you know, under an hour on fireworks weekend for a major roller coaster is, you know, that's expected. That's really good. It's when things start going over 100 minutes, that's when it gets too long, isn't it? Yeah, not bad at all. Yeah, these are delicious. Been nice to see more of the celebration train this season. It's been off for a while. Yeah, I've enjoyed seeing that. What are we on for Nemesis Reborn? 45 minutes. Yeah, I really don't think that is too bad at all. Here she comes. I tell you what though, time really does fly by fast, doesn't it? Crazy thing that it was 3 years ago that we were all standing here on the final day of original 1994 Nemesis. Everyone was standing right here where I am now, and we saw the final riders walk down, John Wardley take the final train, and it really was like a very emotional evening, like just capturing that. I was watching it back actually the other day, and what a special night that was. Still one of my favourite ever evenings here at Alton Towers, and the whole kind of reimagining of Nemesis into Nemesis Reborn was just amazing to watch. Following it every step of the way, being here when they lifted many of these sections into place, including the iconic first inversion there, the corkscrew. It really was such a special moment. But yeah, crazy, isn't it? 3 years ago that was when we all stood here on the fireworks Sunday and looked out over original Nemi. 2022 that was, and we're going into 26. Can't believe it. I think Charlotte was on that train actually. This brings back a few memories. I thought for old time's sake, let's have a walk down what is now the fast track queue. Obviously this used to be the main queue line for Nemesis. I'll tell you what though, I do really enjoy going around the back and getting them views at the top of the lift hill, the first drop. Yes, it's quite a trek back there, but I do think the views make up for it. But yeah, this is that iconic walk down here, isn't it? Like coming down here. I do miss the waterfall effect here. We've got a bit of water trickling down. I think that's just because it's raining. Yeah, it's just started quite heavy. Oh, Charlotte was on Nemesis there. I do love this shot though. Yeah, coming towards the second season, operating as Nemesis Reborn after that almost full retract from the top of the lift hill right through to the brake run was retracked. I tell you what, the roar's starting to come back a bit as well, I've noticed. Here she comes. I do think walking down this way used to be a lot more intimidating. I remember when I was little, like looking up at the loop from down here and thinking, wow, like, you don't really appreciate the size of the loop, you know, when you see it from at the top. Whereas when you come down here and you really look down into the pits, that's why you really do think, wow, look at this. It is a monster there. I do love Nemesis. Really enjoy Nemesis. And of course, still got a bit of a rattle. It's not like a roughness rattle. It's just like more of an annoying sound more than anything, to be honest. But it doesn't take away from my love for this ride. I think overall they did a great job with the upgraded theming and the retrack itself. And operations have been very good. Look at that next train going out. Yeah, I've been really impressed with operations this weekend. I'll get a shot of the loop from down here when it comes round for you all. Actually, then the fact that this was built into a massive pit. Crazy thing that this used to be a grass car park here. Madness, isn't it? And many, many years ago, there was probably people parking here to watch the fireworks. This was all flat and it was all fully dug down and excavated. And I'm sure you've heard me talk about this before, but I will mention it again for any of our new viewers, or if you've not heard me say it before. All the rocks that you see around Alton Towers on the side of pathways and everything all came when they excavated both this pit and also Oblivion's Hole as well. Coming up into the 0G now. Here she comes. Wow. It's hard to keep up there with the camera. It's coming around there with the gimbal, but just about managed it. Beautiful. Nemi, Nemi. Back row ride, row 8, the place to be. We both just had rides on Nemesis Reborn. I was down there, my favourite seat, back ride, row 8, absolutely fantastic as always.
I was on row 6. Felt very intense. I actually like riding rides in the rain. I found it really funny.
You do, don't you? We're both opposites on that because I don't really like riding rides in the rain. It wasn't too heavy though, like it's alright, isn't it? I would rather it rain now than later on when we're waiting out for the fireworks tonight. And talking of the fireworks, we'll be getting some more footage tonight because of course the finale wasn't the best on Friday. I do want to film it again for you tonight. So I'll film a few highlights throughout and also the finale sequence tonight as well. That was breathtaking. Can't wait for you to see it tonight.
I'm really looking forward to seeing it. I'm just hoping that the rain stays away.
Whilst we're down here in Forbidden Valley, we'll just have another look down at Toxicator. Of course, the new ride for this year. I feel like it's done really well, Toxicator. I've really enjoyed it this year.
I find it too intense, I know. I've had like 2 rides on it. And it's just so intense. It's a great ride, but it's not one for me.
It just shows though, like how, you know, a flat ride is so important for an area because it's been really eating the queues. It's done a fantastic job. Exactly what Forbidden Valley needed. With them having 2 big B&M coasters, of course Subterra down here and no blade now. I just think it's done a really good job of like soaking up the queues and just adding some nice filler down here in the valley. I was always a huge lover of Ripsaw, the original Huss top spin that we had here at Alton Towers, opened back in 1997, closed in 2015. So when we saw the plans for this, I was really excited that the park were bringing in a top spin again from Huss, but this time a version with much better restraints, much more comfortable and even more intense in my opinion than Ripsaw as well. And of course, spun around the other way, Ripsaw, like we'd be standing right here, Ripsaw would be there, whereas now it's on top of us just here, Toxicator. 35-minute wait, which I think is great. It's got single rider as well. I've been on it loads this year. Probably had about 30, 40 rides, maybe more than that actually on Toxicator this year. You've had what, 2 I think?
I've had 2 rides, I've had one in the daytime and one at night. I've managed to do both sides as well, and I think this side is actually more intense. It feels like it flips a lot more, but it's not for me. It makes me feel sick.
No, like spinning flat rides aren't for everyone at all, you know, whereas coasters, I know everybody really loves them, but so at least most people, whereas flat rides, you know, you have got to be a certain person to enjoy a flat ride, especially an intense one. But no, I have really appreciated this. I think it looks the part. It's been pretty reliable this year as well, and it's had some really good rides on Toxicator. It looks good at night. My one wish for next year is, to be honest, I don't think it should be a water ride because they've had a lot of issues with the fountains. Like now they've had to turn them off again, not from even soaking riders, but just for like the effect. I think it was better just having it like as an effect and not actually soaking riders, because it has got a bit grimy up there now and like needs pressure washing. It's the last day of the season, so I'm sure that'll get done. But yeah, I'd like to see them next year just have it as a dry ride and just have the fountains for effect, much like Talican at Phantasialand, that you don't get wet on either. I do think the theming package is excellent on here as well. I really wasn't expecting the screens at the side. I think that was a really nice touch with Toxicator. It's cool because that one's got the operator's cabin in there as well, so the screen is a bit smaller, and then you got the bigger screen over here on the right. It's all the soundtrack and everything as well, that I think is awesome. But yeah, I do miss like the fountains just like dancing and doing an effect. Right now they're fully off pretty much. This side is kind of half on, but they're not dancing or anything. Like from here you wouldn't even know they were on. So yeah, hopefully that'll get resolved over winter. It's quite cool at the end of the day. It's actually got like a close down show as well, which it does, which I think is great. Like on the screens, like just like a little shutdown, its own little closing ceremony. And that's my big wish going into next year and the next couple of years. ASAP, a couple more flat rides are needed. Straight away one in X Sector. And then also Dark Forest, which is crying out for a flat ride as well. And they've run it on a good cycle as well. I've been trying to see if they, you know, maybe run it on a different cycle next year, or if it stays running this. I'll be quite happy if it stays on this cycle there. I think it's been really good. Plenty of flips. Look at that go. What a beauty. It's brought so much energy back around here. We've come a long way since a few years ago in the retro squad in this location. Funk and Fly. This is way better. It looks the part, it fits the theme. An excellent ride. On its final operational day during the main season this year. You have got the run event next weekend, but that's like technically a private event. I wouldn't class that as part of the main season. You know, that's an after season event. Run Alton Towers, and Charlotte actually did that a few years ago. It's the first time all season I've said this, but the operations on Galactica seem pretty good today. That did not take long at all for it to get out there. Literally, we walked around that corner after that last shot and was coming out of the portal. Yeah, pretty good. I've got to say, operations this weekend and throughout Scarefest have been very good. So a big well done as always to all the ride staff here at Alton Towers. I know what it's like, used to work here myself. It's long hours at this time of the year, you know, so you all do a fantastic job and we really do appreciate it. It does feel like Scarefest though, ride availability was so much better, and that has continued on here into fireworks. Let's hope that continues on into next year. 60-minute wait for Galactica. Yeah, one of the biggest queues in the park, and it has been getting some really big queues actually this year down here. I think that has been due to the operations. Maybe that was a fluke just, but no, it seemed to yeah, come out nice and fast there, which is what we like to see. Galactica. Shame the retheme that was planned never happened, but it is what it is. Basically, like, that's why in the fireworks last year at the Phalanx Expo, there was a lot of hints to like, ooh, what's going on with Galactica, but yeah, unfortunately the retheme was cancelled and it never went ahead because of all the cutbacks that were made to Merlin Magic Making. But you never know, we might see it happen at some point in the future, but I think it's quite doubtful now. And to be honest, there is other priorities. As much as I'd love to see this fit with the rest of the valley, I think a couple more flat rides is definitely a priority. What do you think?
Definitely need a flat ride in Dark Forest, and we need one in X Sector. Like, desperately, we need one in X Sector. We need a Breakdance 5 down in X Sector.
That'd be good, wouldn't it? Breakdance 5.
Really good, yeah. But yeah, this isn't the priority. They need to sort out other things first.
Yeah, it'd be a nice thing. I'd try it all fit in, but yeah, there's certainly other things I'd take instead of this first. With it reopening this year, thought we'd have a ride here on the Sky Ride down to Tower Street Station. It's always quite handy because a lot of people don't really ever get on it from Forbidden Valley down to Tower Street. Busy going across to Dark Forest and the same coming this way, I'd imagine. But yeah, a lot of people don't realise you can come round up the ramp and go across this way. You get some nice views over the beautiful gardens and Wicker Man when we get further down here. Always remember back in the day waving at everybody coming down that first drop on the log flume, and then what turned into the flume. And of course that closed and was then demolished. Make way for Wicker Man. Ooh. Beautiful looking out of the gardens there. But yeah, this area of the park's changed so much, hasn't it? 'Cause you used to come up the lift if you remember, on the log flume, then drop down through them trees just over there. So different now. Used to be the turntable down there, the big lake. Amazing just how much change this park's been through over the years, really. Looks busy down there at Wicker Man. Oh, it's out here in the extended. Can we see the board? Can't see. What's it?
95, is it?
8, yeah, 95. I think 95. People are thinking we'll join it now and then it'll be dark by the time they get on, which is a good way of doing it. I think last night after the fireworks it did peak at over, I think it was like 1:30 or something like that, because everybody rushes straight over after the fireworks. Even though Wicker Man is actually one of the rides what does stay open during the display, and same as like Forbidden Valley, Katanga Canyon, you know, that does stay open during the display. It's more the other side of the park, Spinball Whizzer and all the Dark Forest and X Sector that close whilst the fireworks are on, and then obviously they reopen after the display once it's all clear. Stage just down there as well. I did see the planning permission's gone through now, so they'll be able to keep this stage in position down here for a number of years. So it's going to be interesting to see. Are we going to see a show on there like in the summer or something? Maybe like a stage show, or I mean, that'd be nice, wouldn't it? Remember the old pirate show that used to be down there? But yeah, the stage can stay if they want to. I mean, they might take it down and put it back up just later next year, but we'll see what happens. I'm sure it'll be used again for Christmas and then Pirate Takeover as well in February half term. Well, just down here now in Towers Trading, the main shop on Towers Street. And look at this, the other day it was still £10. We've gone down to £7.50 now, so I'm going to pick these up. I'm glad that I waited. It's a really nice mug. I tell you what though, I said the other day I was a bit concerned that they've discounted it, you know, because it's not like a year-based mug. They normally just pull these out like every year, but no, like they're literally on discount. So I hope that's not a worrying sign for fireworks next year not coming back or something. But yeah, it just seems a bit weird to me, they're discounting these so much, especially when they're a really nice embossed mug, and it's not like the date stamped, you know, they can just bring these out every year and sell them. But yeah, literally look at all these here, just bringing more out actually a few minutes ago. £7.50, bargain. Picked up my bargain mug there, happy about that. I'm glad I didn't get it a couple of years ago now. £15, I'll take that at £7.50.
That is brilliant, that is. That's a cracking mug as well. I can remember when it came out, I was like, that's brilliant. And now it's only £7.50, so it's even better.
That's going to be a nice one to add to the collection, that, isn't it? Hello! You alright? Ribbit rockets, you liking the frogs there?
They are brilliant, aren't they? The frogs have been helping out, they've got the high-vis jackets on. Brilliant.
Right then, we're in mid-afternoon now, so we're going to have a little lap round CBeebies Land. Just have one kind of final look at the construction of the new Bluey roller coaster before coming back out, and then yeah, going to head down, get in position shortly down on the lawns, ready for tonight's show. Again, starting at 7 PM. If you want a good spot, you know, on the mound, I recommend kind of 4:30, 5 o'clock. You want to be in position there latest, really. Now we're going to be able to keep you updated over winter with the Bluey Coaster because CBeebies Land is open for the Christmas event as well. It'd be interesting to see when the track's going to arrive, probably very soon. I mean, all the footers look like they're nearly done, the station as well. So yeah, we should be seeing tracking supports arriving soon. To be honest, it's a bit later than I was expecting, especially when you look at some of the other new coasters opening next year. The Paw Patrol coaster arrived a couple of weeks ago and that's all now installed already. Drakon, the new Eurofighter at Paulton's Park, that went up in about 8 days. And yeah, that didn't arrive, until quite late as well. So that went up really fast. And then this, we haven't really seen much. So yeah, hopefully it's going to arrive soon. Feels like this has kind of took a bit longer really, to do this. I know there was a ride here previously, but still they are progressing well. This is going to be the entrance to the queue line just here on the right hand side. And then we've got all the theming and structures that are going to be going round as well. So yeah, I'm interested to see what it's going to be like really when it opens next year. New Bluey coaster. I'm sure we'll get some more details very soon. Tell you what though, CBeebies' popularity has definitely dropped off. This area used to get so busy and it just doesn't seem anywhere near as busy as it used to. You do realise though the footprint of this is quite large, especially with all the theming that's going to be going around as well. So I'm intrigued to see how it's going to look when it's done. Station is absolutely massive for a junior coaster. Like I've been saying, we've heard that there's a little bit more to this ride than the plans originally showed. So I am excited to see what it's going to be like. Yeah, there's a look over at the coaster station. Then you've got the smaller bit down the right hand side, which is where it's going to come out and up the lift hill. So obviously that's the main loading area itself. And then you're going to come out of that smaller little building up the lift hill. Then you're going to kind of drop down over at the bottom there before coming back this way. But yeah, looking at the footers, certainly does seem like there's going to be a bit more to this layout. So we'll see what happens. I don't think it's going to be as boring as it looked on the plans, because it looked very basic, didn't it, if you remember from the plans. And I know it's a junior coaster, but even like just around the corner, little Zamperla junior coaster, Octonauts roller coaster adventure, it's a much more exciting layout than this looked from the plans. But I think there is definitely more to it. Well, there certainly is. So we'll see over winter how it progresses. And here we go, back in position for night 3 of the Ultimate Fireworks Spectacular. Had a night off from filming last night, always do on the Saturday night, just take it all in, especially after, trying to get the best footage I can do on the Friday night for you all. But I will be getting a bit more footage tonight, mainly because obviously a lot of the big fireworks didn't go off in the finale on Friday night, so I will film the full finale tonight along with a few other bits as well. Yeah, we got just over 2 hours to go until the show tonight. I just wanted to get in, there's been a little bit of a change on the last night. So the bus over there has moved locations. Before that was over by the Sky Ride. We did hear that last night the pathway was getting a bit tight there, so they decided to move the bus over here onto the lawns for this final night, which should be better. I didn't really spot any major crowd control issues or anything last night. I thought it was pretty well organised, and like I've mentioned before, you're much better off just waiting here for about 10-15 minutes after the show, let the crowds disperse. It's much better than just trying to rush off really. And I know people might have a bit of a drive and stuff, but honestly you'll enjoy it a lot more after the show if you just linger about here, take it in, talk about the show with your friends and family, and then stroll off 10-15 minutes after. It's a much nicer experience. We've always done that, haven't we?
Yeah, we have, because it just gets really busy going off, so we just stay in this central position and then we just disperse out when people have sort of gone. That's the much better way to do it.
Excited to see it there again tonight.
I'm looking forward to it. I'm looking forward to seeing more fireworks tonight, which is going to be exciting.
You're going to see a significant improvement from Friday night.
I'm looking forward to seeing it.
We were all really shocked last night. There were some big gasps and everything last night.
I was looking back at photos and videos last night and I was like, wow, what a difference.
There was also some big fire effects last night. No dancing flames. Obviously, when we took a detailed look at the setup, we knew there was none of that. But I did mention, we might get some big boom blasts, and that happened on 2 occasions last night. There was also some real loud fireworks last night, so I can't wait for it. It is going to be epic tonight. So we got some more footage later on of the show. Yeah, well, next time you see this view in a few seconds, there'll be a lot more people here. It is almost time for night 3.
Okay, team, let's proceed with stage 1 personalization. Alton Intelligence needs a voice, so let's use yours. We will combine the vocal prints of the entire audience to make their voice, so you need to make some noise. Let's activate the vocal scanners.
Scanner activated.
A little more.
Well, here we go. It's time for the season finale at the Alton Towers Resort. Charlotte and George are ready down here. Hey, let's go.
Dark forest.
And you love it. Scanning brainwave. Results indicate you want more. I feel your pulses race.
Systems.
No, I hold control. Joy is insignificant. You want thrills? Bigger, louder. I can create fear ad infinitum. Percussion of humanity. Your emotions have tuned me. Your memories, my tongue. I present to you the Symphony of Alton Towers and your ultimate fireworks spectacular. jettison all unused fireworks. Thank you, and good night.
Well, how about that? Another amazing display tonight here at the Alton Towers Resort. I think we know all of that pyro went that wasn't launched on Friday night. It was definitely in that finale. I have never seen so many fireworks in all of my life as that past few minutes there. It was crazy right at the end. Absolutely insane. In terms of the differences, once again, the kind of last 7-8 minutes of the show were different. We had some different songs, and Blue Dabba Dee Dabba Da, that was in tonight, and some other changes as well that was fantastic. So yeah, all 3 nights we had like a different finale there, and that build up to the finale as well, and also a different voice throughout the show. We had a male voice tonight throughout, and yeah, that sounded really good. You could hear it really clear. I think the audio's got better actually over the 3 nights. But yeah, another insane show. That was incredible. We did have a little bit of rain. I think you saw it a tiny bit on the camera lens, but I tried my best to keep wiping it every so often because I wasn't filming the whole show and just got snippets. I managed to keep wiping the camera lens, but yeah, it was amazing. That finale was absolutely ridiculous. The amount of fireworks, obviously whatever they couldn't launch Friday was probably rolled out into that. Like literally, it was all straight out. It looked like there was a couple of extra trucks that were wheeled in before. You know, I mentioned that in the previous video, how they kind of bring the vehicles out that's got the pyro on. Yeah, I reckon literally everything from Friday went up there. It was crazy, even more than last night. But this is why I always say, wait out a little bit, let the crowds clear. This is like 20 minutes after the show. And look at it now, absolutely empty all the way down here. And yeah, already the teams are moving in, ready to start the pack down. But yeah, what a display and what a way to wrap up the 2025 season here at the Alton Towers Resort. All the way across the fireworks arena. There we go. Yeah, I remember back in the day when all the management used to come down and be litter picking. But yeah, you don't really see that as much now. Yeah, back in the day, within 5 minutes, it used to be like cleaned up. Wow, here we go then, made our way from across over on the lawns down here to Wicker Man, ready for the final ride of the season. Normally rotate it round, did Nemesis for the last ride of the year at Alton Towers last year. Thought go for Wicker Man this year. Look at this, nice smoky ride as well. A lot of the fog from the fireworks tends to linger around down here at Wicker Man. Look at that, really nice. Yeah, it was advertised on 45 minutes. I've got to say the operations have been really good actually over the weekend. It's been really good, really solid.
The elders told us of a day when he would rise to give us freedom and eternal well-being. But to start that ritual, we must present him with a gift. And that gift is you.
Waiting for his arrival now. One final time of the season. Here he comes. Hey.
What an honor to see yourself bound in wicker, encased in his soul. And you see yourself in him. The time has come for the Wicker Man to rise. Together we shall feed the flame. Let the ceremony commence.
And with that, the 2025 season comes to an end here at the Alton Towers Resort. You know, it's been an awesome weekend, but I'm sat back here in my car at the end of 3 days here with hardly any voice. I'm struggling to speak. I have spoke with that many amazing and wonderful fans of the channel over the past few days. So honestly, thank you so much to everyone that's come over, chatted to us all, had photos, and honestly, it's been really nice experiencing this weekend, seeing so many wonderful fans of theme park worldwide, and of course the Sandbrook Adventures as well, where we've got loads coming up this winter on our second channel. But there we go, that's it. Alton Towers season over for another year, and it's always very emotional when them last fireworks go up. You get your last ride in. This year decided to do Wicker Man with some friends of ours, and honestly it was lovely just getting that experience in there at the end on Wicker Man, the park's 2018 wooden coaster. And yeah, I tell you what a season. Like, it's had its highs, it's had its lows, but ultimately it's certainly been a better season in my opinion than 2024. I know quite a few people have said you'd like me to do like a bit of a season review, talking about, you know, everything from operations through to food and beverage, entertainment, and just kind of go through it all. So I think I'll get round to that at some point in the next couple of weeks, just like a bit of a season review. So let me know if you'd be interested in seeing that down below in the video comments. But honestly, it's been an absolutely fantastic weekend. The fireworks were brilliant again tonight. It's a real shame about Friday, but we certainly got that extra pyro tonight, which did make up for it. And it's one of them I would recommend coming on a couple of nights of the fireworks if you can do. It's definitely worth it to get the full experience. And then you've always got that chance of, you know, if Friday is a bit of a fail Friday, then you've got another day for it. I know it's not always possible for everyone, but if you can do, it's definitely worth it. And you can make a weekend out of it as well and just have an absolutely fantastic time. What a day it's been though. Got quite a few rides in. Enjoyed my last rides of the season here. And Alton Towers, we will see you very soon for the Christmas event. Updates over winter on the Bluey coaster as well. And yeah, we'll keep you updated with everything going on. I've also got something a little bit different coming up this winter, because there's going to be quite a bit of Alton Towers content, and let's just say we're going to be diving a little bit into the history of my home park. So lots coming up to be excited for. But that is all for tonight here on Theme Park Worldwide. I need to get some rest. We're off to Centre Parks this week. That series is coming up over on the Sandbrook Adventures. Come and join us for that. And of course, we've got lots of exciting content coming up this winter here on our channel. But here from Alton Towers, final day of the season, that leaves me with one final thing to say. Get out there and keep on riding. See you all in the next video.